Official Boston Marathon training begins in about 6 weeks. Am I ready? Nope. Will I be? You better believe it. It's time to get mentally and physically tough. Hey winner, I'm Gabe Cox of Red Hot Mindset, and I'm glad you're here. My mission is to help you overcome your mental barriers in the race of life, and I post new videos every Wednesday about success mindset, dreaming huge, and crushing goals. I also do an occasional Fitness Friday, which is geared to help runners achieve their goals and be ready to finish their races strong. Okay, so a little context behind this video. I'm 6 weeks out from official Boston Marathon training. This is my second Boston Marathon, but it's my first race since my injury 10.5 months ago. I broke my ankle in December of 2018 when I was on a pleasure run with a friend, and I just slipped on some black ice that we didn't see or know was there. And my whole world turned upside down. It caused me to not be able to run for more than 6 months. I was off my foot completely for 3 months, and I am still in recovery today. I am running, so that's really exciting, and I am up to about 5 miles of running, but I've only done that a couple times. So today's video, I'm going to share my progress that I've had along with the progress I need to have in this next 6 weeks in order to be ready to actually train for Boston. Boston is going to be my victory run. I haven't raced a race yet since my injury, so my last race was St. George Marathon 2018 in October of last year, where I did qualify for the Boston Marathon 2020. Thankfully, it was for 2020 and not 2019 because I would not have been able to run that. But it is a really special race to me because it's my second time going back. I want to enjoy all the sights and really just take in the experience. My goal is to run it feeling good and just to enjoy those sights, like I said. I don't have a time goal specifically, but I would like to finish around 4 hours, which normally is considerably an easy pace for me. So I would say between 4 hours and 4:20 would be my goal pace. And I do add the goal pace in there just because I have run a race before without any goals or strings attached, and that turned out to be my most miserable race ever, even though it was like the 7th marathon I had ever done. So I do know that I need to have some type of goal set so I can work toward it in my training. I feel like a newbie to the running or fitness world. That's how far I've digressed in a way. Now I know it's all gonna come back quickly, but it's an interesting perspective because it's been a very long time since I actually have been a newbie in the running world. I've been running for like 16 years now, maybe even more, and I've been racing for about 14 of them. So I'm not new to the sport. I'm a run coach. I'm certified as a run coach. I'm a mental training coach. So a lot of aspects that go into that. But because of my injury and because of all the time I had to take off and the regression that happened with my ankle, I am coming back very, very new. I'm actually kind of thankful for it in a way. Like I would rather not to have had to deal with it at all, but it is a nice perspective for me as a coach to be able to see where new runners or those new to the fitness world actually feel and how it feels for them as they start their progression of running. The breathing and the heart rate and the soreness and the stiffness and everything that goes along with it. It's really been a learning experience for me. I've been thankful to be able to see what that's like again. So here's where I'm at. I'm running about 3 to 4 times a week. I haven't been very consistent, but I do have my certain days that I can run. So when I can, I get a run in. I'm running about 3 to 5 miles at a time. Usually it's a run walk because my breathing is not great yet. My endurance is really low, but I'm working on it. So I actually started at a 30-second run and about a 5-minute walk. That's where I started just a few months ago. So I've come a long way since then, but my breathing really stinks. My endurance really stinks. And it's been taking a lot longer than I thought it would take to get it to where I was. And I'm not there. I'm not to where I was. I know I will get there and I know it's coming, but that's where I'm at right now. My running gait and my form really isn't great. And honestly, I don't know if it's a great idea for me to be running on it right now, just because of how my form is, because it is lacking. I do overcompensate with my left foot because I don't have the flexion or the push off in my right ankle yet. That's what I'm struggling with the most, is that flexion isn't there. It's super stiff, and we've had a really hard time with at PT just getting it to loosen up. So that's what we're working on right now. We've been working on that more than we've been working on strength and balance, just because I need that in order to do everything I want to do. I have a hard time walking down the stairs. I can't walk down them straight yet, but I work on it and I just go really slow so I can try and get that flexion that I need. But I'm also at this point finally willing to trust myself and know that I am healed, that my bone is healed, my ligament is healed. So I am good to go for training. All right, so that's where I'm at. But where I need to get in this next 6 weeks is that I need to be running about 4 times a week consistently, and really planning those days and creating that habit again to get into that running no matter what. And I need to be running at least 8 miles straight so that I can have a good base for my marathon training itself. I also need to get that flexion back in my foot, and we're working really hard at that, but it needs to get a little bit further so that that push off can work really well. I'm not trying to go fast, but I want good form. I don't want to compromise that form or my running gait, and I don't want to mess with that. The other thing I need to do is get back into strength training. It's been a long time since I've done strength training because I was really nervous about hurting my ankle again. I know I'm not going to, so I'm slowly going to get back into that, starting with lower weights, but really trying to increase to get into that heavy lifting again. And the last thing that I do need to do in this last 6 weeks is I need to be ready to train in the winter. I need to not have any fear of slipping on ice again. It's a real fear that I have had, and it comes in the back of my mind quite a bit. I even have fear of slipping when it's not icy out. So I really need to mentally get tough and to know that that was a freak accident, it's not going to happen, and really overcome that trauma. It's time to push myself. I need to be willing to do that, especially if I'm asking other people to do it. If I'm coaching other people to push themselves, then I have to be willing to do that for myself. And now that I know that my ligament and bone are completely healed, even though they are sore and sometimes I have pain, it's not a pain because there's something wrong. It's a pain because I'm working it and really working those muscles and getting things back to where they were. So now I need to heal my mind, and I really need to dive in to get that mental toughness and to be ready for training. You can learn more about my injury and the road to recovery in my Injured Runners series, where I take you on a journey through the mental battles that rage in injury or failure. And I think you'll learn some things through it, just like I did. This season has been a huge learning and growing season for me, and I'm grateful to have been able to use it in that way. I chose to use this injury to push myself to a new level instead of pushing myself down. You can also follow me on my journey to Boston Marathon training in my stories on Instagram at Red Hot Mindset. If you like today's mindset, give it a thumbs up so I know to create more content like it in the future. Don't forget to light up that subscribe button, share this video with others, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. Remember, you are a winner. Just run your race. See you next time.